What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. In this video, we're going to be talking about Nano Dimension, ticker symbol NNDM, and how they have an incredibly high short interest as a short percentage of float right now. And as we've seen with all of these other companies recently, it is possible that NNDM could have a short squeeze in the near future. So we're going to go over all of the reasons why it is possible that NNDM will have a short squeeze, and some of the reasons why right now is probably not the time that this squeeze could happen. So if you guys enjoy the information that I provide for you in this video, please go down and hit the like button and hit the subscribe button, and make sure you turn on that notification bell so you're never late on any one of these new videos that I post, and you get to stay up to date on all of your favorite stocks, learn about a couple of new ones, and see exactly which options I am trading and which strategies I am using to trade them. So we saw recently that at the beginning of January, NNDM had a massive run-up all the way up to almost $17 before having a slight pullback to the high $13 range. Now, we saw this past week the overall market had a very tough week. The S&P 500 fell between 3 and 5%, so that is never a good sign. And usually when that happens, overall stocks do fall down with the overall market. So that's what I think we kind of saw out of NNDM. When you compare that with some other news that NNDM had come out about their new shareholder meeting, it is having a pretty significant pullback, but we're going to go over all of that information a little bit later in this video. If we head over to finviz.com, we can actually take a look at the exact short interest of NNDM, and we can see that it is currently sitting at 36.48%. And as you see, this is blocked out in red, which means that it is a very high number to have as a short float. And we can also see that the shares, the share flow is about 45.61 million, and the shares outstanding are 216 million shares. When we compare this to a company like AMC that is also right now experiencing a short squeeze and is kind of getting memed all over Wall Street bets and the news, and is restricted for trading actually on Robinhood, we can see that their short float is about 10% higher, but their share float is significantly higher than NNDM. So these low float companies are really subject to these massive short positions and the possibility to have a massive short squeeze. So in general, there's a couple reasons why I think NNDM could have a short squeeze in the near future, and there's a lot of reasons why I think they can't. So here's one of the reasons why I think NNDM could have a short squeeze in the near future. ARK Invest has a very substantial position in Nano Dimension. With the amount of shares that they are buying on a day-to-day basis and on all of these dips, it is possible that eventually when you add up ARK's buying behavior and all of the buying behavior on the open market, especially if a forum like Wall Street Bets gets behind NNDM, we could easily see these shares pushed up a lot higher in the near future. We can see right here that just this week alone in ARKQ, ARK bought $7.2 million worth of NNDM, and in ARKW they bought about 1.3 million. So in total, they bought almost $8.5 million worth of NNDM in 1 week, and we saw some very significant pullbacks throughout the end of the week. And I think in general that had to do with the massive shareholder meeting coming up, which we're going to go over a little bit later in this video, and the overall market just having a very bad week. There's also another article that is pretty interesting to take a look at. We can see that it goes over some of the technical analysis aspects of NNDM at the current time. So we can see that NNDM shares paused for a breath on Wednesday, understandably given the run NNDM has been on and given the broader weakness with most stock market indices down. So we've been over that. And then technical support at 1396 is the 23.2 Fibonacci retracement of the move in NNDM. The RSI has yet to match the new highs of NNDM, but they go on to say that this is usually a bearish sign. But given the size and speed of the move, you can see down here NNDM rocketed up and came right back down. It is not unusual as RSI is a lagging indicator. So you can interpret this in any which way that you like. Me personally, I do not use technical analysis because a lot of the trades that I take are options trades and they have to do with big events coming up. So an earnings or like a demo day or neo day. So technical analysis doesn't really help me get into those positions or to get out. I think technical analysis is more for day trading shares more than trading options, unless you are trading options with an absolutely huge portion of money and you're trading on the big ETFs. But let's get into this massive shareholder meeting that NNDM has coming up. We've gone over it before, but in case you have not seen some of my other NNDM videos, this is a very important event coming up in the near future that as an NNDM shareholder, you need to be aware of. So if we come over to this SEC filing, so following the approval of the company's board of directors, the shareholders of the company are requested to approve an increase to the company's authorized share capital by NIS 1.25 billion. Accordingly, after giving effect to the increase of share capital, the authorized share capital of the company will be NIS 2.5 billion divided into 500 million ordinary shares, par value NIS $5 each. So essentially what they're saying here is they want to be able to issue more shares to raise more capital. So following the company's most recent registered direct offering of 35 million ordinary shares represented by ADSs that closed on January 19th, 2021, the company only has approximately 18 million ordinary shares available for issuance on a fully diluted basis. The board of directors believes that increase of share capital is appropriate and in the best interest of the company's shareholders, especially considering that the company is in the process of evaluating certain acquisition opportunities. Now, you can vote yes or no on this proposition. I think there's a lot of fair points to be made on both sides. For me personally, in order to vote yes, if I was an NNDM shareholder, I would want to see some very concrete statements from this company that they are actually looking to acquire a specific company. I would want a sector. I would want a specific company name that they are working with. We just need something. Over the past couple of months, they've raised $1 billion and they've just said what they are going to be using the funds for, but they have not taken any action as of yet. So we all know that they need to do some more research and development to develop their Dragonfly LDM 3D printing system to get it more widely distributable and to have it be able to actually mass produce the advanced complex 3D circuitry and electric circuitry that they want to produce. So in general, a really high short percentage of float is not usually a good sign, but when you combine all of the different factors surrounding NNDM right now, with ARK Invest pouring money into the company almost every day and buying every single dip, I don't think that long-term, this really high short interest is a big deal for NNDM's future. The only really bad thing that we have coming up for NNDM, in my opinion, is this shareholder meeting. We could see a reaction off the shareholder meeting because when a company wants to issue new shares and dilute the float, to raise more capital, investors usually do not like that in the short term. We've seen this every single time NNDM has done one of their share offerings. They'll rip up a lot, they'll announce a share offering, they'll have a small pullback, they'll climb back up, and then once they announce the closing of the offering, they will shoot up again, and the cycle just repeats itself. In general, the 3D printing field is a very cutting edge aspect of all sorts of development and technology. As we've seen with NNDM's Dragonfly LDM, we've kind of seen how their product actually works. They are able to actually produce products with their Dragonfly LDM, especially the prototypes that different companies need to produce at a much quicker pace, at a much more cost-effective price point than they would be able to do with the older methods. So the older methods entail sending out kind of the product specifics all the way to China, having China produce the product and send it all the way back. And this process takes about a month, and NNDM can do this in a couple of days, maybe even less. So that's a great aspect for this company. They also are planning on being able to mass produce the Dragonfly LDM and have the Dragonfly LDM be able to mass produce the complex electric circuitry that it is producing right now. So in general, this company is really great, in my opinion. Long term, it should be very good. There is some speculation that the board is not the best board that they could have. In the past, NNDM has gotten into some trouble, but that was a long time ago. I think everybody has been removed, and I don't think we're going to see any problems like that in the near future. So in general, NNDM's pretty solid. I think they're going to have a really great 2021, and we could see a short squeeze coming after they start announcing some more great news about the Dragonfly LDM. So I hope you guys were able to find some value in this video, and I hope you guys were having a great weekend. I'll see you guys in the next video.